India's relationship with rock music is as old as the genre itself. But how did we get here? Rock culture, or rock and roll music as a genre, originated in the US in the late 1940s and early 1950s. When the world was listening to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones in the 60s, Indian rock rolled into the picture too. Back in the day, bands that played rock music in India were known as beat groups. In the 60s and early 70s, bands like the Combustibles, the Mustangs, and the Fentones made their mark in this genre. Rock music had already trickled into Bollywood numbers by the 70s. Few singers like Usha Uttup are known for singing songs influenced by the genre.
In India, rock has always been there. There was always a set of people who would come for shows anyway. If you look at it from the 70s, we had rock bands around playing mostly covers back in the days. It's only since, like say, 20 years that bands have started playing their own music.
Still, the music was limited to All India Radio and overshadowed by filmy songs. And the audience was understandably small.
This started in a day of no MTV, no VH1, no satellite TV. You had Doordarshan. You had no internet, you had no mobile phones. In those days, I think 100 rupees or 60 rupees for a record. One rich kid would buy it and then 20 friends would make copies on cassettes. And that's how we got music.
This is when Mohiner Ghoda Guli, among the first rock bands in India, spawned in Kolkata in 1975 and dared to make full-fledged rock music, but only in Bangla. And then came the 80s. The first non-vernacular Indian rock band, Rock Machine, came into being in 1984. They released their first album, Rock and Roll Renegade, in 1988 with songs influenced by Western bands including Deep Purple and Bon Jovi. In 1993, Rock Machine was renamed as In This Creed.
We've stayed a rock band from inception to now. So we had Rock Machine, which had a very garage, college rock kind of sound. We changed the name to Indus Creed to bring in, which is the time we started to mess around with Indian instruments and stuff, and we wanted to mellow out the band and find new directions to move in.
With the arrival of MTV in the early 90s, Indian music lovers were finally able to access genres of music they hadn't heard before. India also got its first magazine dedicated to Indian rock music in 1993, Rock Street Journal, led by Amit Sehgal. Over the years, more Indian bands came into the picture and experimented with rock music, giving birth to genres like folk rock and alt rock.
We started as a rock band, like 4-piece, bass, drums, guitars and vocals. Music itself is an evolving process, so you keep exploring, keep learning new things.
So we are a folk rock band. Our lyrics, songs are more based on folklore. We thought, we would do something in our mother tongue so that it's Indian.
Rock culture has now permeated into the lives of Indian audience far and wide, be it regionally, on a national level or in movies.
The Rock On, when it came out in 2008, that was the first time the mass started noticing, okay, this is a different sounding than the regular music.
Over the years, many rock festivals have also emerged in India. Bangalore Open Air, Rock in India, which featured iconic rock acts such as Iron Maiden and Metallica, and Strawberry Fields are some of the notable festivals. Another is the Independence Rock Festival. Founded in 1986 by Farhad Wadia, this iconic festival made a comeback after a hiatus of 9 years. From being a college-level festival to a testing stage for bands to showcase their talent, and then one of the biggest music festivals in the country, Independence Rock has faced many challenges in its journey since inception. But being a musician himself, founder Farhad Wadia didn't give up. Often getting a bad rep for being aggressive and unsavory, rock music has always had a niche set of listeners.
I think aggression is good. Aggression, if channeled correctly, can do great things in the world. Not everything we play is aggressive, not everything we play is sad, not everything we play is happy. It's just a feeling, right? And it's just an emotion that you bring out through your music.
Rock music is an acquired taste. It's what the cool kids listen to. So rock has always been that and always will be that in India. Can a rock band make as much money as Arijit Singh? No.
In spite of that, newer bands are still coming up and older bands have managed to retain their strong audience base.
The question you ask yourself at first is, why are you doing this? Is it because you love to play a particular kind of music? You might as well keep continuing to play the music you love to play. If you keep altering it to suit a trend, you're always going to be sort of chasing your tail, trying to figure out what's hip and hot today, so I can adapt myself to the current scenario. And you'll never be on firm ground.
But one question still lingers. Where does rock music go from here?
There is a wonderful musician called Neil Young who wrote a song, and the lyrics of that song is the answer. It's, hey, hey, my, rock and roll can never die.
Rock will stay.
It will always be.
Rock and roll forever. That's what they say.